Welcome to Crafty Hints. I'm Chantel. I'm so happy to have you back here today. We're going to do some DIYs with tulips. DIY1. I got this wreath from Walmart. The flowers I picked up half off at Michael's, and now I'm just clipping them off the stem. Now on this wreath, it's just a vine wreath. This one's a 12-inch. You can kind of tuck them under some of the bindings that they have on there. I'm kind of just trying to figure out how I want to lay my flowers. So I have some cream colored tulips, and then I have some different shades of blue. I decided to grab some floral wire. I was thinking, I just wasn't sure if I'm going to glue these down at all, and this is one way if I decided I wanted to remove them. I do decide later that I'm not going to change out this wreath for anything else, and I want those flowers to lay there permanently, but this does give me a good spot to continue to tuck those flowers into place. So I would use a little bit of floral wire, even if I did this again the same. You can pick up the floral wire at the Dollar Tree or, anywhere that has these flowers. Dollar Tree last year did have some nice tulips. I haven't seen any yet, but you might be able to score some or whatever your favorite flower is. Okay, so I have them going up and I have them coming down. And I'm going to bring the ones coming down just a bit past the center point mark on this wreath. I thought that would be pretty. So you can just continue tucking these in and adjusting them until they're just the way you want them to be. I thought this cream and the blues just went together so pretty. You'll have to let me know if you put up a wreath with each different season. I know I've got one that I made 2 years ago for fall, and I just love it, and I put it up this fall also. All right, so I'm just finishing up with that floral wire. And then I got this wooden W on clearance at Hobby Lobby, but you can find, these initials at Walmart and any craft store. So I painted that the color plaster, and I thought that would go well with the cream color. It's not a stark white, it's kind of in between that cream and the white, so I think it'll fit in nicely. Then what I did was I took 2 bread ties. Now I've told you guys, waste not, want not. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you here in a minute. But I did tack down some of those flowers. So you can see I put 2 different bread ties. All I did was put down a little bit of hot glue, set the bread ties on there, let it cool, and then I put some on top of that center also. So I'm just twisting that in there. The one was a little bit shorter than the other, so I just went around some of the flowers and twisted it tightly. You could use more floral wire, but I just thought this is a little bit of a thicker wire possibly that might hold this a little bit better. And this was before I fully decided I was going to go glue crazy and started with this W where I did start adding that glue in there. I just decided this is going to be something I want nice and sturdy on the door. I made this for my sister's family. And I'm just wrapping that wire that's around the back just a little bit tighter, making sure everything's tucked in so that, we don't have any scratches on her door or anything like that. Can just tuck it in with that grapevine. And doesn't that look pretty? This is just on my faux window. I thought I'd hang that up quick to show you. Don't you just love that? I think those are such pretty colors together. This is part of Tiptoe Through the Tulips. It's a playlist that I do with some of my friends. Krista from Krista's Crafty Life is our host. And if you've watched my videos for any amount of time, you probably know these other lovely ladies. So subscribe, you'll enjoy. Let's get to DIY2. Okay, I know this one's a little bit funny. I've got pistachios here, and I'm showing you, I'm shelling a few. So I've got a snack to go with my craft project. So I separated them. I took the smaller ones. They're up at the top. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue and going to glue those together. Don't forget, with this video down below in the description box will be the host channel and also the playlist, as I said in the message with the text there. So all right, so I'm just going to do about 6 of these, I think is what I did. So I just glued them shut, and they will be good to go. I won't make you watch me glue all 6 because that might get boring. And if you see those little stems there, those are flowers that I used on other things and clip them off. Again, I just throw them in with my other flowers. Okay, now on the sides, I'm going on the opposite sides. See how you can see the seam there? And I'm going to put those on the outside there so it looks like a little tulip. And now I'm just going to stick one of those stems in there and let that glue cool. Here's another one I'll show you again. So just kind of setting that right inside there. I'm just making sure it fits well. Give it a little glue. Set it in there so that the seams are on opposite sides. I think these are kind of fun. Now I took some of that faux grass and I'm going to use that as my leaves for my tulips. Now I just took some more of my chalk paint. This one is lavender. I thought that would be a pretty tulip. And just giving it a once over. And you want to kind of go in those cracks so that you don't see any of that shell inside. Here's one more. I decided to make sure push the glue. I did have a little blob of glue on that other one. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have any of that on this one. And often you can just take the tip of your glue gun and go back over the glue and help flatten it out. So a little crafty hint there. All right, so I've just about got 2 of these lavenders. And then I took some peacock and gosh, there's another one. I think it was a lime. It did not have a decal on top, and I'm sorry, I didn't look it up. And then the other one, I want to say, oh goodness, I should have double checked. I've got a few other colors here, but if you look at those little bottles of the chalk paint from Waverly at Walmart, they have the little ones for like $1.67. They have more colors there than they do of the big bottles. All right, so I took the grass and I kind of snipped it to resemble the leaves. And if you want them to curl out a little bit more too, you can do kind of like ribbon where you run your thumbnail along it and they kind of curl out a little bit. But I cut enough for all of these. So I'm just going to glue them on each side and kind of push them out. But I also take my thumbnail on a couple of those, and I'm not sure that it's in the video that I show you that, so that they stick out just a little bit. And I just put them in this little pot to hold them. That's not where they're going to go. I end up using a little vase that I had picked up in Target's Bullseye's spot. And I just painted that over with plaster to make sure it kind of matches the other things I have. But here it is all done. Aren't those cute? I'm sure you've got some other great ideas where you could use them, but I thought that'd be cute, like on my desk. Let's get to DIY 3. Okay, I was going to use this planter pot, but it's kind of big. I picked that up at the Dollar Tree. So then I took a bucket, and I apologize. When I first started filming it, I thought it was going, but all I did was take that bucket, and it's just one of the little pails. You can get pails like this at the Dollar Tree, but I had gotten this one, I think, at Target. And just kind of push it flat on the back and a little bit flat on the front. And now I'm just taking some more tulips. These are the ones that I also got at Michael's. I think they're regularly like $3.99, and I got them for half off. They've had half off their spring flowers for a couple of weeks. All right, so I'm just kind of filling this in so that you don't see the foam, but the foam holds it so nicely in place that it'll just look like a pail of beautiful tulips. And you want to just move the leaves up or down that wire so that they position well for you and help do that. And then I just took a couple of those cream colored ones to help fill in, and I just pulled them off and kind of intermixed them where I wanted them. I didn't really care that I had the cream and the pink on the same one. I wanted the colors to kind of go out. I don't think anyone will be analyzing that, but I thought it's just more appealing. So kind of messed around with that. And then I thought some of that grass that I originally used on those pistachio tulips would be pretty also. So I'm going to use that as a bit of a filler here. And I'll also go to just a little bit of a different angle for you. But I think this is already starting to look pretty with these beautiful spring colors. If you're enjoying this video, I hope that you will give me a thumbs up and let me know which one you enjoyed. And again, if you're going to be making a wreath or if you make them for each season. And subscribe. I would love you to be part of my friends and family. One other thing, if you're enjoying my videos, share them with a friend. Let them know that you enjoy watching these videos and that they might like them too. All right, so I just continue to kind of tuck this in here, fill it up a little bit, add a couple, just so you have some variations of the green. Here we go, trying to adjust that camera for the best angle for you, showing you the back a little bit here. And now I moved it. Now I'm using some of this Excelsior that I got at the Dollar Tree as well. It's kind of like a green grass. And I'm just tucking that in. And it held in there pretty well just by tucking it around the foam. But you could add a little bit of hot glue if you're going to put this like on your door. As you know, it may get some movement. I did hang it to show you here in a moment on that window frame that I have on my wall. So just continue to tuck that in until it covers up that foam and just looks a little bit more natural. You just want to run your fingers along it too. Just make sure you don't have any sharp edges. And then that handle, you can hang a ribbon or some jute twine to just hang this up from your wreath hanger, or if you have a hook on your door. Isn't that pretty? Just a bucket of spring. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit me today. Have a blessed day, and thanks again for watching. Don't forget to go to the playlist and to Krista's channel. Thank you so much.